All right, up next we have Virgo rising and sun. So for you guys, this Libra lunar eclipse is happening in your second house along with the south node. And that means that the sun is opposite it with the north node in Aries in your eighth house. So in general, I feel like for my Virgo risings, this period of time with the sun moving through the eighth house is one where we're often kind of doing a lot more of the deeper inner psychological work, oftentimes having to release things that are no longer serving us. And I think on top of that, having a lunar eclipse is another indication of that. And so I think a lot of us in this season in general are doing, again, some of this kind of like therapeutic type of work, this healing work on our spirit, on our energy, in our relationship with our past, and our own relationship with our fears and our insecurities. And so that's already kind of a focus at this time. But with the moon and the south node together in Libra, I feel like you guys are in this process of doing this inner work, maybe shifting some of your values. The south node being in Libra does indicate a strong emphasis on relationships and collaboration and the way that we receive love and support and nurturance from other people. And so I think that that's part of this message right now, is that there's something that you guys maybe need to do with others or rely more on others. So it's interesting because the second house can be very much independent. Like the second house is about our survival, and it's where we learn and develop skills and tools to be able to survive or make money. We have our own set of values and priorities and things that we bring to the table in relationships. We take care of ourselves and maybe even take care of others when we have a predominant second house. But the second house being in Libra has a natural inclination to combine our survival with other people's assistance, where we are very much, again, some kind of team, and where our life is not meant to be entirely our own or alone in a way. And so there's something about that where I feel like you guys may have had stories or instances in your life where you felt maybe overly reliant on somebody, or maybe you've been not reliant on somebody, you've been hyper independent. But there's likely, if you have planets here, there might be some kind of story around how much do I need somebody? How much do I rely on myself versus others? This could be financially, because this is the second house. This could be emotionally. This could be friendship, relationships. If you have any codependency, if you rely on people to, help you in terms of career, inspiration, or whatever. There's just a question here on around how much am I leaning on others? And for some of you, it could be that you need to lean on them more. And then for others of you, it could be that actually there are areas where you can lean less in some instances and lean more in others. So the reason I say that is because the ruler of this eclipse is Venus, which is in Pisces with Saturn in the seventh house. So there is still something, again, focused on partnerships, relationships, doing things together, understanding one another, getting support from another person. But again, I feel like there are maybe unhealthy ways of relying on people that could be flaring up right now. And then the healthy ways are something that you're meant to be looking at more seriously. So let me give an example. So let's say, for example, you have codependency in a relationship, but you don't rely on your friends a lot once you get into a romantic relationship. This could be you realizing that this sense of reliance on a romantic partner is actually creating an imbalance, and you're becoming more psychologically aware, since we're doing that kind of therapeutic healing work of, oh, I'm really feeling insecure, and so I'm grasping onto this person to make me feel loved, to make me feel X, Y, and Z. When it would be better if you did that work yourself and maybe had a therapist, and then maybe had, discussions with friends about these types of things in your life to offer that support without having a source that you're getting all those needs met from. So it's almost like being able to know how to survive and take care of yourself and heal yourself without becoming overly reliant or dependent in unhealthy ways on people or substances or things. It's like learning how to healthily process things, or how to healthily achieve things, or how to healthily move forward in your life in some kind of way, with, again, without having to have some kind of like, again, source of vitality or uplifting it. Like, you can do that for yourself. I hope this is making sense. If you've been relying on somebody financially, maybe you realize at this eclipse what you can do to, again, maybe still work in a team. You don't have to shun the support that you're getting, but how can you make it so that you feel more independent or more responsible in this dynamic, or shifting things in a way so that you can make your own money, but you collaborate in other ways where you're more on a peer-to-peer level. So there's just this nature of like not trying to take from a source, but to be our own source. And then while we are our own source, we can then collaborate and have teamwork and co-support of others. So it's like still this co-reliance, but in a different way than I think initially at this eclipse we've come into. So I hope this is making sense. I really feel like if this is really resonating with some of you guys, I feel like there's something here that was always quite destined for you. I did pull this Starborn card, which talks a lot about looking at our birth chart. So there might be some clues in your birth chart as to this whole dynamic, as well as maybe you guys needing to go through this healing process and getting, again, the right amount of support from the right people in a healthy way, so that you guys can maybe reconnect to some of your inner confidence and this feeling of hopefulness, because Venus and Saturn do make a sextile to Jupiter and Uranus in the ninth. So there's something about you having a vision for the future, or getting like reignited about something that feels very exciting for you, that feels maybe destined for you. Again, if you look at your birth chart, you can kind of get a sense of what that destiny could be, what you have natural inclinations towards. And so I feel like once you get, again, the right kind of support, it can help you reignite your own inner flame for what is to come for you, for what is, again, destined for you. And sometimes when we get into this healing journey, Sun 8th house, Chiron 8th house, it's like when we get into this kind of intense energy of the shadow self, sometimes it can be easy to lose touch with that light, that vibrancy, that thing that sparks us into joy and motivation. And so I think that, again, having that right and healthy support is going to help you reconnect with that sense of inspiration and motivation and joy. So yes, there's something quite destined here for you guys. I guess that's my message. I'm like, do I want to say anything else? Because it feels like that might not resonate with everybody. That's the thing with astrology, is there's so many ways to interpret it that it's really hard to just make it concise or make it resonate with a bunch of people at once. Some of you guys, on a more practical sense, might be needing to leave behind the way that you take care of your finances or your debt. You might need to get really clear and have a really strong plan. Again, using the support of someone else in your life, because Venus and Saturn are together in the 7th house. Using the support of someone else in your life to help you manage your money, help get things on track in a supportive, healthy way without being overly reliant on them. And for some of you, there could be, separation of assets if a relationship ends. There's just a lot of ways to interpret this. But in general, there's a sense of becoming maybe a little bit more, again, healthily independent, while also collaborating and having this essence of teamwork in your life to move things forward. So I think I'm going to end it there, but you guys get the essence of what I'm trying to say. If this does resonate, I would love to hear. Please comment down below your stories or anything that resonates. And if it doesn't, I would still love to hear what's been going on, how you interpret this eclipse for you in your chart. Of course, it will make a difference depending on what is in your chart and how this aspects it. So I hope this is helpful for you guys. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up, subscribe, share with your friends, and have a beautiful day. Bye.